guys, it's your boy the Supreme Leader. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also click the bell button of the subscription and share the channel. Yes, it's morning out here, and I am simply in Augusta, so I brought my kids for what do you call it? For I brought them for checkup. So basically, I'm here to to bring my kids to checkup, and I decided to simply do some video, and at the same time to try my new microphone that I got for my Insta 360 S2 here as well, and show you guys around whilst we talk a little bit. This is some part of Aguas Claras, okay? Mostly come to Aguas Claras because most of the things that I do here, I do most of my things here in Aguas Claras because they have hospitals, they have shopping malls, and they have much more out here in Aguas Claras, okay? So I am simply just a second, guys. I'm connecting so I can put some music. Yeah, so guys, just to feel some music whilst we talk, okay? Yeah, so this is a shopping mall, okay? This one here is a shopping mall, and let me just say, it has almost everything inside, okay? It has everything inside. So in that particular pot, we frequently come to this particular shopping mall here. So yeah, this is where we came, and they normally open around 10. Okay, they normally open around 10. So anyway, let me quickly dive into what brought me here today. There is a story about me that I want to share with you guys. When I was living in South Africa, I actually came across a video of a black American guy. No, sorry, not the black American guy. It is actually a black American woman, okay? A black American woman. She was simply talking about Africans, okay? She was, and specifically she was talking about South Africa, okay? She was talking about South African men and stuff like that. So it reminded me of when I was living in South Africa, okay? So I wanted to come back and then talk to you guys, share with you guys a little much more deep details about when I was living in South Africa, okay? And I hope you guys love it. All right, so somebody might ask, why did I in the beginning wanted to go to South Africa? Okay, so South Africa, in most part of Africa, we consider the south of Africa to be one of the best places to be, and also one of the best places to work. And apart from that, one of the best places considered to be much more advanced and stuff like that. You understand? So in my case, I've been there many times, but the first time I went to South Africa, I was actually there just for a visit. Okay, I just decided to go for a visit, a regular visit, because one of my friends moved to South Africa, so I decided to simply visited South Africa. Okay, I didn't go there to work or to stay or to do something. That was in my first visit. All right. And yeah, I spent some small time and then some short time and then I left. But I really liked the place. You know, when I went there, I liked the place and I decided, okay, then it has like that kind of European standard, you understand? So since it has European standard, I decided simply to go back there again, to simply have a typical experience of it. Because the first time I went, it was only for a week or two, you understand? It was simply for a week or two. But then I decided to go back again. But this time around, I decided to simply go and then stay, if possible. Okay, I was not decided, but then I decided to go there again, and then, if possible, then do what? Then stay. That was the plan. Okay, but later on, I decided to stay and then get something to do, like get a job or something, even though my visa was simply, what do you call it? My visa was simply a tourist visa, okay? I decided to stay and then find a way out of it, and then, if possible, you know, get my documents, stay, work, you know, and also explore South Africa too as well. In doing that, what happened? When I returned back to Ghana, okay, when I returned back to Ghana, I started looking for friends in South Africa, apart from that my particular friend that I know who is living in South Africa, okay? I started looking for a different friend in South Africa and maybe, you know, like, start talking to that person, see if that person know more about how to go about with, maybe if you want to go through with immigration process and stuff like that. Won't you? Yeah. So good for me. I went on Facebook. I started talking to random people in South Africa, and I came across one woman who decided to befriend me. And you know, funny enough, that woman that I came across, she was actually, let me just say, she was actually a Ghanaian, but then they took her to South Africa at a very early stage. At the age of 5, she was already in South Africa with her parents, because her parents lived there. And then I won't say her parents, because it was only her father. So her father took her to South Africa at the age of 5. So she was living in South Africa, and let me just say, just imagine someone who has been like somebody who relocated at a very early stage. You understand? At the age of 5, she was already living in South Africa. She was okay, and life was just good. So let me just say, she actually became South African, even though she spoke the local dialect, the local Ghanaian dialect and stuff like that, but she was more like South African than a Ghanaian. You understand? So I came across this lady, and we started talking. And funny enough, when I started talking to her, she developed some romantic interest towards me. Okay, so we started talking, and then we planned in, let me just say, getting married. You know, like, you know, those kind of things. So she was asking me if I can come to South Africa. So long story short, I've been to South Africa before, but coming to South Africa shouldn't be a problem for me at all. And she said, okay, fine. Then if you can come to South Africa, then try and then come. There is more we can do. And she said, oh, if I come, if possible, she can even help me out, and then we can get married so that I can get my, what do you call it, residency permit in South Africa and stuff like that. So, you know, it was so good. You understand? It was so good that I believed the whole thing that she was saying. You understand? I believed everything that she was saying, and I said, okay, then if that's the case, I will make sure I will prepare myself and then come to South Africa. So, yeah, in that process, long story short, I had a visa. I went to South Africa, and when I got to South Africa, she came and then picked me up from the airport and stuff like that. But you know, all this while, not knowing she was married and she was with somebody, which I personally didn't know, and she didn't tell me. She only told me that she was once married and divorced, but she didn't tell me that it was a separation. Okay, she didn't tell me that it was a separation. So, long story short, I went to South Africa. She picked me up from the airport, and after she picked me up from the airport, I thought she was simply going to take me to her house. You understand? But you know what happened? She didn't take me to her house. She simply took me to one of her friend's house. You understand? And okay, you know, you don't have to ask any so much question because it is your first time meeting this person on a romantic relationship and stuff like that. So that day, we spent the night together there and all that. But not knowing it wasn't her house. She was from actually a different city, but it was the same state, but it was a different city. Well, she was from a place called Humtata, and her friend was living in a place called East London in Eastern Cape. You understand? Eastern Cape. So the friend was living in a place called East London. So when she took me from the airport, she straight took me to her friend's place. You understand? That was East London. So after she took me to East London, I thought, okay, fine. Long story short, she said, no, this house is not my house. It is my friend's house, and we are going to live here for a while. Then I'll prepare where we are going to be. So don't worry, everything is going to be fine. I'll be going back to my town or my city. Then I'll arrange everything. Then after that, I'll come back and then pick you up from East London back to Humtata, because she's living in a town called Humtata. Okay, all right. So I said, okay, no problem, we can do that. So I started living there. So what happens is that she comes there during the weekend when it's Friday. When it's Friday, she actually comes. When it's Friday, she actually comes. Guys, hold on a second. So yeah, long story short, she normally comes there during the weekend. So I said, okay, then maybe she's trying to get a bigger place, because she told me she has a child, okay, one daughter. And I said, okay, no problem. Then therefore, it shouldn't be a problem at all. And yeah, To me, I thought she was preparing a place, a bigger place for us to stay and stuff like that. And then I said, okay, then if that's the case, I'll just abide with what she's saying. Okay, I'll abide with it, and then everything will be simple for her and myself. Not knowing she was still married to her husband, and the only thing they had was a regular separation where couples separate, and then after they separate, maybe some short time, they can come back again and stuff like that. So it was actually like that. And I said, okay, if that's the case, let me just take my time. Because I started getting confused and saying, why is it that she comes there every weekend and then she goes back and then.
Yeah, so guys, long story short, I'm home anyway. I fell in some tough situations, so you just have to be very careful if maybe you meet somebody online and then the person tells you to, like to come over, or maybe you want to relocate to a country and then you meet somebody online and then the person finally asks you to come over, especially if the person is a female or something. So yeah, it wasn't that easy for me. It came to a point in time where, like she finally took me from the place in East London and then brought me to her place. But it was still a very huge challenge for me at times because whenever her ex-husband comes to the house, then I have to look for a place. She has to, struggle to look for a place for me to go and sleep and stuff like that to avoid some misunderstanding, confusions and stuff like that. You understand? So it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I had so many problems over there in South Africa, and finally I had my own place, and I separated with her. It was a whole lot of confusion and all that because she wasn't truthful to me. She didn't tell me that she had problem with her husband, and it was only a separation and stuff like that. And I flew all over from Ghana to South Africa, knowing that I'm coming to, meet somebody that I intend to be with or marry or something at that time. So yeah, the marriage didn't come on, and I end up overstaying my visa in South Africa, and I had to go through a process of seeking an asylum so that I can use the asylum to to penetrate, get something to do, and all that. But funny enough, even to seek asylum in South Africa, you have to pay. To seek an asylum, to go to the immigration and then tell them that you are a refugee and you want to seek for asylum, you have to pay some money for you to be able to seek asylum. Yes, that's in South Africa. So the hustle was real for me, and it wasn't easy at all. It was a very bad experience that I had in South Africa. But all the same, finally I got deported from South Africa. Yes, finally I got deported from South Africa because I wasn't able to seek the asylum, and also I was arrested in town, and I finally got deported from South Africa. But I didn't got deported so even easy like that. They didn't buy me the ticket too as well. South Africa didn't buy me the ticket. The ticket, I had to buy the ticket myself. So I bought a ticket myself before I was deported. So, in case you don't know, in South Africa, when you are arrested, when they catch you, you are not documented, and you are even African, is another worse problem for you. You will have to buy your own ticket. Then, when buying the ticket, you have to buy one-way ticket. You cannot buy in and out. You have to buy one-way ticket. And the one-way ticket you are going to buy, you make sure that one-way ticket has no transit. You are not going to do any transit. A one-way ticket which will fly you from South Africa direct to your country of destination. Sorry, your home country, not your direct to your home country. So my experience in South Africa, I had a whole lot of experience before I even got deported. You understand? So there is another different thing about different stuff that I have to tell you. But I don't want the video to be long. So yeah, finally, I separated with her. We didn't get to marry. We didn't do anything other than, regular relationship. And then after that, some years, and I got deported from South Africa. And deporting me from South Africa to, it was another hustle, because they had to pick me up from Eastern Cape and then bring me to, what's the name? Johannesburg. There is a place, they call it Lindela. They took me to that. It was like a prison. It was like a cells where full of immigrants who are going to be deported are being sent to. And that place too, people do business over there. It's going to be another story in another video. Guys, don't forget to support the Supreme Leader. Subscribe to this channel, share the channel, and say some thank you to the video. There is a thank you button. Don't forget to check it out and then click it up. Click it and then give me some thank you over there. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video, and I hope you love this content. So then, bye bye.